So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back today, and I wanted to talk about the feedback. I wanted to talk about the patch that's coming at the end of the month, because we are now in October, which is mad. I mean, the year's nearly over. And I'll primarily talk about the feedback, what people have been saying, what do they want fixed, because they did have a thread, or they do have a thread now on Facebook, where they want you to leave suggestions, improvements, bugs, and everything else. So I'm going to go over that. But before we do, let's have a look at what they are saying they're going to be bringing via gameplay patches at the end of October. And they are quite key and pretty important. And it's good to see that they have seen the problems that we've been playing and seeing ourselves. So the first one is better player reactions to loose balls. This is huge. I mean, this is massive because it is doing my head in sometimes in Master League, especially when you don't have the best team spirit that I've been struggling with Pogba being injured. When you've got a 75 spirit and your team still AI-wise don't want to go to the ball and do the work for you, it costs you goals, it costs you games. It's happened to me a couple of times, and it's massively good, sense of the word, that they are going to be sorting this out. So basically, we will be improving how players react to loose balls, ensuring that they will do their best to try and gain possession. This will ensure an exciting gameplay for 1v1 duels in the sidelines or the battle for the ball in the penalty box. Okay, well, mainly it's the top one we're talking about here. So literally what they mean is you have a match, the ball's ricocheted away, and instead of the AI sort of just standing there or taking 4 or 5 seconds to readjust, even 2 seconds, it should be snappy. It should be straight away, get to that ball and go and get it. That's how football's played in real life, and that's how we want it in a video game. As much as it is a video game, still, Konami are going for more simulation. Get them to the ball, get the ball back. That's all I ask. I shouldn't have to do that work. So there's the first point, and a good one to note. Number 2, better positioning of the defense line and the midfield line. Some people pointed out that there was a huge gap, or a gap, between the defense lines and the midfield line, which allow killer passes to reach the forward attackers with ease. We noticed that this resulted in a fast-paced game, since it was possible for the ball to reach the front lines with only a few passes. With the fix, it will become harder for the ball to reach the attackers, so constructing the play will be more important during matches. As a result, the pace of the game will come closer to reality. Now, the thing about this point, and they're saying that some people pointed out that there was a gap between the defense and the midfield. Right, but the problem there is this deep defensive line. If you have deep defensive line on, there's going to be a huge gap either way, because the defenders just get deeper and deeper and deeper, and the midfielders don't really do much else. So you just sort of open up the match. Don't want that. When a team plays together, they're not disjointed all over the place. They have to be in tandem. They have to be working together to sort of close a gap, right? And keep the chemistry in the shape of a side, defense, midfield, attack. That's what you have. So I don't know if this is going to be rectified 100% or not, because deep defensive line can really butcher things. But I know what they're saying. There is a gap between defensive midfield, and that makes a huge amount of space for you to pick out a pass, pick out this, pick out that. So that is primarily what they're going to be doing. There was only 2 points, both quite key though, especially the better reactions between loose balls, because that for me has been a bit of a nightmare. So make sure you leave your opinions and everything else below. Your top 3 favorite things you want to see fixed, or bugs, or everything else. Then at the bottom, they were just saying this is just the beginning. They'd like to take the opportunity to thank everyone who has took the time to give them the feedback. So now let's move over and let's see what other people have to say. Okay, so this is looking at, they were saying this is basically the bug report thread, right? I mean, they were stating here that they're getting too many comments, that they're starting a new thread. But I mean, reading some of these comments, it's just laughable. Like, do you actually play the game? Like, what are you hoping for here? And the reason why I'm doing this video is not to point out some of these comments, is because I want things addressed on the field. Off the field is not going to you're not going to get a stadium editor now, okay? It doesn't work that way. So anyway, let me read some of these. You guys can see them. So we have things like this guy here. Brightness and contrast is very hard to find the right stats. What on earth does that mean? I mean, what are we talking about here? Brightness and contrast. They're not going to change the color palette of the game. It's already out and about. This guy here was saying that every time I start a game, the fan starts to kick in. Okay, let us lower the graphics resolution in game. How? How are they going to possibly add that to the game now? That's way more than a patch is going to solve. It's like, what? Let's have a look. What else do we have? This guy wants his money back. How can I be refunded? Okay, I mean, I don't think I'm going to come back and give you your money, mate. This guy here, I bring you the proposal. Enable the option of having 100 gloves again. I don't know why they disabled it in PES 2019. What? 100 gloves? So we want more gloves. You're having a laugh. Let's fix other things rather than gloves and boots. Oh my days. Okay, this guy's got a point. Bring back the gameplay from the demo. Okay, that's fair enough. A lot of people did say that. This guy did say his concern is the kit size. Please make them physically fit on players. Once again, I mean, it's kit size. It's not going to revolutionize the game. It's not going to improve the game having better looking kits. There's still going to be problems with the actual gameplay. This guy, gameplay has definitely slipped back a step closer to 19s. The demo pace and gameplay was perfect. I'm actually tempted to sell the game. I put off getting Borderlands because of PES. Well, should have budgeted your money better maybe. No. It's, you know, I understand what you're saying there. The demo pace maybe was that. I don't know that fussed about the pace. I think the pace is fine. You know, it really depends what teams you play with. You play with lower opposition teams, it's going to be slower. You play with Barcelona, Real Madrid, it's going to be faster, obviously. Please return the gameplay, ball lightness and freedom, fouls, responsiveness, V-Sync, and general game flow from the demo. Okay, you know, I think they're going to look at this, Konami, and they're going to see that most people want the gameplay from the demo, but it's going to be about finding that balance. So as you can see, you know, there's a bit of a mixed bag with some of these suggestions. I mean, that's Facebook for you. But if we go to the actual suggestions thread, okay, now this is where, not the bugs, but the suggestions of how can you improve the game. Let's talk about that, shall we? Okie dokie. So we have this guy saying you must recognize the full manual as a separate game mode and create online game modes dedicated to that. Fair enough. That's a good point. I would actually love them to put in a full manual option for online. I don't even know if anyone will play it. I know some will in Europe. America, very much doubt it. But having that option there would be great fun. And yeah, I actually think that is a good suggestion. Alistair Armstrong, yes, the one and only, Mr. Ali himself. I'm going to slag him off. No, he says, please return the more physical element we saw in the demo, where players have more time on the ball and ability to shield the ball. The reduction of this has also opened up space on the pitch, and it would seem now that the gameplay is a bit faster. Another result of this is players barraging into each other with no free kicks awarded. Yeah, he's got a point there as well. I mean, the gameplay, as I keep saying, it's preference if you want it faster or not. I don't think it's too bad, but the physical element is something that needs to be upped again, for sure. And yeah, free kicks are a complete mixed bag. They're not consistent at all. This guy, more stadiums, please. What's that got to do with anything? You know, you're not going to get more stadiums now, mate. It's not going to happen. Bring back the demo gameplay. And then this guy, I mean, this is what I mean. If you're talking about suggestions for the actual game now, the gameplay, you know, some facial expressions of the players look really bad. Okay, I mean, once again, that's not really going to change much. The kit physics and fit, once again, not really bothered. Pitch deterioration throughout the game will be a nice cosmetic element, but it's not going to change the game a whole lot. Snow weather, there is no visible snow on the pitch. This guy just laughs. So, you know, it's just reading some of these comments. Like, do people play the game? Why are we worrying about things off the field? Fix what's on the pitch and then worry about other stuff in next year's game. Because they're not going to add stadiums now. I mean, they are, but that'll be for licensed teams down the road. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Create your own stadiums again. So yeah, people are not even worrying about the gameplay, and this is what I'm worried about. Get on here and talk about the gameplay, and leave like 3 bullet points that highlight the issues of the gameplay. You know, for me, the one that they're going to fix, the loose balls of the players not reacting, is massive. That is the first problem, because the AI are very dumb. They need to go in there and they need to address the CPU, the AI itself, within the game itself, playing with you as a player, and you want the AI to be smart like yourself. I shouldn't have to control 11 players on the field. I just shouldn't. You know, I control one player, I pass it to another player. That player has the ball, I'm controlling him. Now the other 10 players on the field, or 9 players, because you're not going to include the goalie, have to have a brain. They have to make runs for me, movement, doing this, doing that, even if they have to mark up for me. The AI has to work together. That's what I want Konami to wholeheartedly work on, because it will make the game obviously better. And then you can incorporate the physicality that they have. The physicality, when you see it work, it's great. It really is. You know, players will push people out of the way. Yeah, they do that little shoving animation where they push players off. But it's nice to see that. I just want them to fix the gameplay. That's all I'm worried about right now. I don't know about you, but personally, people in here, you know, more slot kits. Come on. They're not going to do that now, because the PS4 is limited. The potential of the PS4 is getting a lot less known now. I mean, the PS4 is old. It's old. We're going to get the PS5, and then there really shouldn't be a problem with importing all the kits. Yeah, they're going to be better quality. They're going to use more pixels, etc. But still, a PS5 should be stacked. Let's see, adjust the player strength, hold up play so it's closer to that of the demo. Yeah, stuff like that. That's what I want to see. Yes, hold up play. There are a couple of problems with that as well. I did that in one match where I went into the corner, I held the ball with a player, and the AI just stood there like that. Just stood there and watched me. They literally just watched me stand there with the ball. We're in the 90th minute here. You're losing a goal to 0. The AI should be right up my jacksy trying to get it back. You know, those are things that we need fixed. Responsiveness, the AI being smarter, the physicality bringing back into the game, fixing the maybe the collisions where the referee's not getting it right. Fix those, and then the rest of the game will shine. You know, I think that is the key. That is for me anyway. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments below. But some of these suggestions and that is just mental. You know, think what you're going to write. Stuff like more gloves. Oh, we want more boots. Come on. What's that going to add to the gameplay? It's not going to do anything. No one on my club's caring if he's wearing a pair of Nikes or Pumas. I mean, no one's bothered. But anyway, that's what's to come when it comes to the patch, as you guys probably are aware. This certainly for me is the big one, and I'm looking forward to them just fixing that and sorting it out. And then if they do sort this out as well with the defensive line, the midfield line, I still don't think deep defensive line is needed in PES. I just don't think it is. If you want a deep defensive line, you can go in the settings, advanced defensive settings, and put it back. Defensive line all the way down. Then they're going to play deep. If you want them to play high pressure, put the bar all the way up. It seems pointless to have a deep defensive line option and that option together. They're counteracting each other. How does it work? I don't know. Anyway, I just want to put that video out today. Purely not to slag the game off or anything, but just to get Konami in the right mindset. Ignore the comments about people outside of the gameplay. Don't worry about that. Focus on the gameplay itself. Fix those problems. And then you can go from there. That's it. Simple as that. Anyway, leave your feedback below. We'll be back shortly. Master League will continue over the course of the weekend. And yeah, if you're having problems also registering on PES Universe, hit me up, officialtruebrits@gmail.com, and I will do my best to get you sorted. I've sorted out a lot of people already, so just do that. Otherwise, we'll be back shortly. Till next time, guys, subscribe for more, and take care.